How do you prepare for your first mediation session? First, do all of the pre-work that you've been asked to do. That includes compiling your family budget. We're going to give you a form that helps you do that. Providing and uploading to our portal any tax documents or other financial records that we've requested. And equally as important to documents is your position. It's nice to know at the onset of the first mediation what issues you believe need to be resolved. And generally speaking, you don't have to write us a long dissertation, but generally speaking, what's your position on each disputed issue? I'm going to give you an example. My issues are, I need alimony, I want primary custody of the children, I want my spouse to see the children every other weekend, and I want my spouse to divide all of the marital assets with me equally, and I want my spouse to pay all the debt. Those are 5 disputed issues. You've told us very quickly and succinctly what your position is on each of those issues. And that is the way to set yourself up for the most productive first mediation session. What questions might you be asked in the first mediation? It might be questions around gathering a deeper understanding of your position on financial issues. If your spreadsheet listing the family finances and what assets and liabilities you believe that you have is vastly different from your spouse's, your mediator might start out reconciling the understanding of the family's finances. Oftentimes in mediation, parties are learning for the first time of an account or debt or something their spouse has. In one of my mediations, one of the parties found out for the first time that their spouse had a house in another jurisdiction that they purchased with a family member, and they had no idea. So it took a little time to unpack that issue, to get certainty reestablished, and then we could start talking through substantively how we're going to tackle each issue in mediation. Should you bring a lawyer to mediation, or can you bring a lawyer to mediation? Of course you can bring a lawyer to mediation. The question is, should you? That's a very personal decision. We don't discourage the use of lawyers in mediation. The question you might ask yourself is whether your mediator and your lawyer need to be in the same room at the same time. Or can you and your spouse work with the mediator and then perhaps at the conclusion of each of the mediation sessions, bounce ideas off of your attorney, and then come back to mediation equipped with next steps to move forward. Why do I say that's a great approach? That's a great approach because you're not paying your lawyer to sit in mediation with you, but rather you're going to your lawyer as a sounding board, as the gut check, as an advocate to say, hey, this is what we started talking about generally in mediation. Does that make sense? Do most of our clients come to mediation with a lawyer? No. Do most of our clients consult with a lawyer at the conclusion of mediation? Sure, many do. Many do. They bring our term sheet to an attorney to have that formalized into a more formal agreement, and then that lawyer actually assists the parties in finalizing the divorce in court. What questions should you ask before you step foot in mediation? Ask the mediator about information gathering if the mediator didn't offer that to you in the beginning. Ask the mediator about process. What is this going to feel like? Are we using a video platform such as Zoom? Are we going to be in breakout rooms? Am I going to be in the same room as my spouse all the time? Are we going to be looking at each other through the mediation? Ask the mediator about timing. How long is a session? I, for one, don't believe in marathon mediations where people are on a Zoom for 6 hours. You're exhausted, you're hungry, you just want to get off the screen. Your eyes are starting to blur and your memory starts to fade. Where did we start? Where did we go? I think effective mediations are shorter clips of time, and keep in mind that the mediator may spend more time with you in a particular session than your spouse. That doesn't mean the mediator suddenly likes you more. That doesn't mean you're the difficult client. And it certainly doesn't mean that your position is right, wrong, or somewhere in between. It just means the mediator needed more time with you to put together a proposal, perhaps, to bring over into the other room. Or maybe the mediator's unpacking a proposal with you and they're just going at it a little slower. Never read into time. want more time in one room versus more time in the other. It just is a part of the process. Trust the process and allow your mediator to guide you to a resolution. Questions about your first mediation are critical. You're trusting this mediator to guide you through a very important time of your life. Know what to expect, know what pre-work you need to do, know what's going to happen during the session. You don't want to be surprised. You want to prepare yourself, but you also want to trust the process. Our mediators are skilled. They've done this tons and tons of times. So allow the mediator to guide you through the process and know that most people end with a resolution that works for them and for their children.